We begin tonight with new developments to a story that's been making headlines. An Arizona Congresswoman says that she will travel to El Salvador to demand due process for Kilmar Obrego Garcia. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Caribe Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Obrego Garcia is an undocumented immigrant who's been living in Maryland and then was deported to El Salvador last month. Now the issue has become a political hot potato.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono sat down with Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari, and she is joining us live here in studio. And Bianca, she wouldn't be the first lawmaker to make this trip.
That's right. Just today, a Maryland senator flew to El Salvador and was denied a meeting with Obrego Garcia. So I asked Congresswoman Ansari why she is still planning this trip. Do you believe there's a more efficient way to accomplish this rather than flying there?
I don't know what that efficient way is when the president has already ignored the Supreme Court of this country.
Arizona Democratic Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari sitting down with 12 News, hours after announcing her plans to travel to El Salvador to attempt to visit Kilmar Obrego Garcia.
To me, what is happening with the case of Kilmar Obrego Garcia is a profound an urgent issue for every American in this country.
The Justice Department previously stated Obrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, and the Supreme Court has called the removal illegal, pointing to a 2019 decision where a judge barred Obrego Garcia's return to El Salvador due to his fear for his safety there. In a unanimous vote, the Supreme Court ordering the government to facilitate his return.
If we don't stand loudly and boldly against this administration's complete disregard for the rule of law and our Constitution, then we are entering very dangerous territory for everyone in this country.
But President Trump's administration stands by the deportation, saying Obrego Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang, releasing records from 2019, which they say confirm that. He's never been charged criminally in the U.S., and he and his attorneys deny gang affiliation, but the documents say when Obrego Garcia and 3 others were detained, a police informant confirmed he was an MS-13 member, and it was later documented in court records.
He was illegally inside our country and had a lawful deportation order made him subject to removal back to his home country of El Salvador.
Why go out of your way and exert your time and resources to fight for this person?
The point overall is not about the details of this case, it's about due process.
Ansari hopes she can push for Obrego Garcia's return, while the Trump administration says if he does end up back in the U.S., he'll be deported again. If ultimately Mr. Garcia is brought back to the United States, given due process, and then deported to another country that's not El Salvador, would you be okay with that?
This is a hypothetical that I don't feel comfortable responding to. I think what I would be comfortable with is him being returned, of course, having due process.
And Ansari tells me she's trying to get her trip authorized as an official congressional trip, but if that does not happen, she still plans to go on her own. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. Happening right now in Phoenix, police are on the scene of a crash that's left a man in critical condition. This happened near 7th Avenue and Taylor just after 5:30 this evening when a man was hit by a car while he was walking. He was rushed to the hospital. Police tell us the driver involved did stay on the scene. You'll want to avoid that area, though, for the next few hours as police investigate.
Meanwhile, we're following developing news in a central Phoenix neighborhood where police say a woman was shot and killed this afternoon. It happened just around 2 p.m. near 13th Avenue in Valletta. When police arrived, they found the woman with a gunshot wound. She was taken to the hospital where she died. Police tell us that a man was detained at the scene, but we're not sure if he's facing any charges tonight.
A big day in the courtroom. The state rests its case in Lori Vallow Daybell's murder conspiracy trial, and Vallow says she intends to do the same. She's already been convicted of killing her kids in Idaho. She's on trial here for conspiring with her brother to kill her former husband. The I-Team's Erica Stapleton was in the courtroom as all of this unfolded and breaks down what to expect next.
The state resting its case was not a surprise. The prosecutor told the judge that could happen this week. But Lori Vallow Daybell, who has been fighting tooth and nail to get an expert and certain witnesses on her list, that came as a surprise when she told the judge she wanted to rest her case, too.
Are you going to present evidence tomorrow, either through witnesses or through your own testimony?
No, Your Honor, the defense will rest.
Technically, Lori Vallow Daybell didn't officially rest her case because the jury wasn't in the courtroom when she said this. That means she can change her mind up until closing arguments and the jury is read deliberation instructions. As of now, that's scheduled for Monday. All of this after a big day of testimony in court. The prosecutor arguing throughout the trial that Vallow Daybell conspired with her brother to kill her former husband, Charles Vallow, back in 2019. On Wednesday, the prosecutor revealed text messages between Lori and her brother discussing Charles being possessed.
Through this investigation, we had learned that Ned was the name of a dark spirit that had taken over Charles' body.
When we talk about the dark spirit, is this something that through your investigation, as we've heard in court, was a name that Lori had associated or given to Charles Vallow?
Yes.
The state also showing the jury messages between Lori and her new husband, Chad Daybell, romantic messages after Charles's death, and messages talking about how Vallow Daybell did not get life insurance money from Charles's death because he changed the policy.
So I talked to the insurance company. He changed it in March. So it was probably Ned before we got rid of him.
On cross-examination, Vallow Daybell was argumentative with the state's last witness, the Chandler detective in charge of the case, raising a lot of issues, like whether certain evidence had additional testing, like the gun Lori's brother used to shoot Charles.
So why didn't you test him?
Because I did not think that luminol was needed to be tested because there was no visual blood.
Throughout the trial, Vallow Daybell's maintained this was self-defense. Before saying she wanted to rest, Vallow Daybell put forth a motion trying to dismiss the case, saying the state didn't present enough evidence. But the judge shot it down.
The court does find that there is substantial evidence that a reasonable juror could find the defendant guilty.
Time will tell to see when Lori Vallow Daybell will officially rest her case. Both sides will be in court Thursday without a jury to discuss jury instructions when they get to deliberation. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thanks. We'll continue to follow the trial as it unfolds on air and online. We do expect a hearing tomorrow, and we'll be streaming that exclusively on our streaming app, 12+. And when closing arguments get underway, we'll be streaming those as well. Download 12+ on your TV and watch for free.
Now to an ongoing investigation in the East Valley where people say someone is posting disturbing pictures of child pornography along a popular canal path in Tempe. Police are now searching for the person responsible. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live at the canal where these really disturbing images have been found near McClintock and Guadalupe Road. And Chase, this whole thing is just incredibly disturbing, but this has been going on for a while.
Creepy, that's right. Tempe police say that they started investigating this in September, and so far they've received about 12 reports from concerned neighbors and residents who use this canal path every day. No matter the time of day.
And there's families that take it and such. So
you'll see people of all ages.
there's a school like along this path here.
Walking their dogs, running, biking, or longboarding along the Tempe Western Canal. You also see the occasional sticker or sign.
Sometimes you see like a lost pet sign.
But now, Tempe police are warning of disturbing images that have been put up showing children being sexually abused.
That's horrible to see something like that.
People we spoke with said they haven't seen it themselves, but can't believe it's happening.
It's pretty messed up. It's a public space, so, you know, it's just bad.
Scary that there's a sex pedophile there out there on the loose, I guess.
Homeowners like Johnny Martinez, who live right next to the canal, says he and his 3 young daughters walk here every day.
Just got to be extra careful now. Because I have a 15-year-old that walks around the canal.
Police don't know what the suspect looks like, but believe they live in the area or also use this path. Investigators also think the person responsible is printing off the images from home and then posting them where anyone can see. Some areas are being targeted more than others. Police tell me that once they took a photo down, within 24 hours, those same horrible pictures were back up.
Well, I think if they just have the possession of it, that's bad enough. I mean, even if it's just to get a reaction from somebody, I think something's wrong.
Everyone here hoping whoever is responsible is caught as soon as possible.
It's just disgusting. Whoever it is, I hope they stop.
We also learned this isn't just a problem here. Tempe police say there have also been reports in Mesa and Chandler of similar horrible images popping up along the canal paths, again in Mesa and Chandler. Police are encouraging anyone with information on this case, or if you see these images, to call them immediately. We're live in Tempe. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Yeah, hopefully they get some tips soon. All right, Chase, thank you. Well, the use of drones has become common among first responders to help them easily survey the scene of some of the most challenging calls. That is why today the Department of Public Safety hosted an event showcasing some of the latest drone technology on the market. Law enforcement agencies from across the state were invited to come see how everything from robotic dogs to underwater drones could help their officers.
There's more and more drone companies that are coming out every day, it seems, and we are seeing the technology, just like with computer technology, it is just compounding every day. So we're seeing that with drone technology as chips get smaller, as different components get smaller, drones can get smaller, we can use them in multiple different ways, and our agency does.
DPS tells us that other state agencies and local agencies were also in attendance, like SRP and APS. They're also looking into how the latest drone technology can help their day-to-day operations.
Those robotic dogs are just so weird looking.
Yeah, they are.